Hi everyone, this is Joshua Sprung with Lord Chase Games, and today I'll be talking about Sashimono.
Today I wanted to just kind of talk through kind of my process that I used when creating Sashimono from kind of a technical side of things. Um, Today I'll be talking about a feature used in Affinity Publisher. They have a tool called a data merge manager, and it allows you to basically use an Excel spreadsheet like the one you're seeing here and convert it into um, basically converting your information and data into images, in this case for a card. You can see here I have this Excel spreadsheet with various columns, and this each row is basically one card for the game. So in this case, I even have some highlights, which helps me remember which cards are for which side. I can do a lot of balancing in this spreadsheet, and I can make changes to this spreadsheet very quickly, just like anything else you do in Excel. You can quickly type in information. Uh, the key to using this method is you can make changes very rapidly. You see a typo, you can just edit the spreadsheet. You want to balance some things or change the text, you just edit the spreadsheet, and you'll see that from this spreadsheet you can create cards. Um, so the way I have this set up is I have this column here is the Sashimono. In this case, these are the flag images that I've created from another file. Then we and all this is simply a link to that image. In this case, a PNG file. And next is the daimyo, basically the image of the daimyo or samurai in this case file. Next is an icon that I'm using for those, the name, the birth and death date of this particular individual. That's just for flavor in the game. And then, of course, the game text here. These abilities, these are all unique for the different Sashimono, but these abilities are not necessarily unique. In which case, I I have a drop down menu so I can select which ability I want for the first ability and which ability I want for the second. And I found that this really helps speed things up in the sense that if I want to change what an ability does, like I don't like the wording or it's not clear during playtesting, I can just change the ability here on this tab, and then it instantly updates all of these. So it saves a lot of time and makes things, as you're playtesting, more and more precise as you go along. So that's basically the start of this, which is creating this Excel spreadsheet. We're not going to save. All right, from there, in Affinity, I use Affinity Publisher here. Um, you can create basically an image. In this case, I've created a page that's the specific pixel dimensions for a card used in the Game Crafter. In this case, the spread is 825 pixels by 1125 pixels in a portrait. Um, and you can see that I even have some stuff that is outside of the bleed. That way it's going to be a nice clean cut when it's done. Anyways, this isn't a tutorial on how to use Affinity. Anyone who has Affinity, there's a ton of tutorials for how to use this properly. I'm specifically going to talk about the data merge feature. So basically what you're creating here is a template, and instead of entering the text, the game text, the icons, the images, things like that, you're going to be entering is a picture frame. And once I've selected this picture, the frame, there's another additional feature called fields. and I'll kind of show how that gets added. So before you even set up your document, probably the first thing you want to do is get your fields going. So you can click on Document and go to Data Merge Manager, and from here you can click this Add Data Merge Source, in which case you can add, like I did here, this Sashimono math Excel spreadsheet. So that's already in here like this. And then from here, I usually check the preview with record. That way I can see things as they're showing up. And in this case, there's 14 fields and 34 records. So this means I have 14 columns and there's 34 rows, which that means each row is one card. So there's 34 cards here. From there, once you've set it to the preview mode, if you select, you can basically draw a picture image using this kind of tool here, and instead of an image, it's a picture frame. And in this fields, which you might have to add, this fields area here, you can select what field you're going to be using to populate this item on your card. So in this case, I don't want to add one just yet, but you'll see here, this field here, this picture frame, this is where I'm having the artwork for the Sashimono. In this case, I've selected the image from this list here, and all you do is just double click on that, and that will instantly convert this frame into a linked resource, so to speak. You'll do the same for all these other sections of the card that you're creating, and set up things like shadow effects, cropping, whether it's centered or whether it's stretched to fit. All those kinds of things you're going to be setting up on this, basically this like master template. Once you have it all ready to go, you'll then go to this document, Data Merge Manager, and then you can click this Generate. And once you click Generate, it's usually will say, hey, did something change? Yeah. So it usually will ask you if you changed anything in that Excel file. In this case, I didn't. I think it just automatically assumes something could have changed in that file, and would you like to update before outputting? Sure, yes. So what it's doing now is it's taking the data from that Excel spreadsheet, and it's using that information to link to different documents in my saved folders and such, and generating, for each row, it's generating a separate page for my list here. Okay, so that's all done. And as you can see here, I'll just kind of zoom out here. As you can see, it's created all of these Sashimono based on that Excel spreadsheet that I had. So it loaded in all the icons that I told it to, all the text I told it to, and I simply, for the font type, sizes, things like that, that was all set up in that previous page. So as you can see here, we have 34 nice looking cards in here. Okay, next thing you can do, if you want to basically export these, you can go to File, Export, and PNG, and you could export all the pages as individual files. You could PDF them, things like that. From there, you can use them for various things. This was set up for the Game Crafter, so this has like the full bleed around the borders. So if you want to set these up for something like Tabletop Simulator, or for basically making your own print and play, you might not want to have all this kind of edging around the sides. You can go to Spread Setup, select all spreads, and then like say, you could say 2.5 inches by 3 inches. 3.5 inches. I don't know what that is in pixels. 750 by 1050. And if you apply this, then basically this is going to take out that bleed, and then when you export the files, you won't have that additional edge around the corners. Alright, so that's pretty much what I have done with this particular game, and it worked really well. again, being able to play test. This game has quite a bit of depth and detail, and the wording is very important to get precise. So it was really useful to uh, test the cards, play the cards, and then quickly change that Excel spreadsheet, and then export these files as another test set, and just that iterative process was really sped up by using this kind of automated system instead of manually editing each one of these individual cards. Um, and it saved me a ton of time, and it helped playtesting be much more effective as well. So that's all I had today. Thanks for watching.